and gentlemen, wherever you are, welcome to MacGregor's Gathering, where we are very much live in the bar on a Friday afternoon. Hello! We have got a great bunch. The beer garden is completely full because the sun has come out and everyone's wondering what it is. It's full of people from all over. And we have got a very special group in from Traceless Tours, which we'll be finding out all about as we go through the show. But we're going to start off with a set of a Straspe. We like to keep things simple here. So this is the same tune done in 3 different formats. So here we go. I think it's called Cameron's Got His Wife Again, but it might not be. Here we go. Played that as a jig before until about five minutes ago. I suddenly thought, I wonder what that would sound like as a jig. I think it sounds alright.
Yeah,
we try
that for the future.
I can't actually remember what the name of that tune is. I used to play it in the Straspe. Lady Mary Ramsey. That's what it's called. Lady Mary Ramsey. Whoever she may have been, she's now 3 tunes.
Yes.
So there you go. Now, we said we had a very special programme for you tonight because, as well as the bar being very busy with people from all over the world, it's funny, it's like the sun's come on and the taps have opened and
exactly.
The visitors have arrived and we've seen locals out again as well. They're the really white ones.
So at least 2.
So we've been really lucky. I've been very lucky actually. In the last week I've been on a tour right round Scotland, leading a tour, a Traceless tour, a musical tour around Scotland, and we're going to speak to a couple of the guys in a minute who are involved in that, including one of our very first live at Fivers from the very first days of doing the programme, and also the leader of the whole show, Raven Sinclair, is going to join us in a minute. But we started off in Edinburgh, what feels like about a month ago. We started off in Edinburgh, and on a Sunday afternoon I went for a walk up Arthur Street in the morning, and then I went to the Waverley Bar. But I sat in this bar with some of the best musicians from Scotland's folk tradition. We had John Martin there, who's been in Ossian, Tannahill Weavers, the Easy Club, sitting there playing tunes. George Duffy. It was just a great after. Kevin MacLeod as well. There's a wee picture of us there. And unfortunately, I don't know the name of this lady who's singing this song. I have definitely met her, but I can't remember her name. But this is a bottle of the best. If any of you know what her name is, can you let me know, please? This is a great wee song.
Let them drink until they drop, for this life is so is Scott. He'll be broken out a bottle of the best. Aye, a bottle of the best. That's what it is, nae idle jest. The amber bead, all down with speed. It's no bad taste, the waste is greed. Aye, and no whiskey still I'll kill. I'll drink my fill, and if you spill a jill, you know I will, I'll lick it off the flame. I'll know to teacher's grants or hay, give me but more than laugh through egg. But farkless in a glass, where you can throw the tap away. For there's no use to pretend that we'll need the tap again. After we're broken out, the bottle of the best.
So that was Sunday afternoon in the Waverley Bar. What a great crack altogether. And I think everyone who managed to make that session felt they just kind of experienced something special. And that's, I suppose, the whole purpose of putting these tours together. And the woman responsible for it is here, Raven Sinclair.
Hey, Bruce.
How you doing? Hey, it's on, don't you worry. It's
Okay,
on.
gotcha.
You just won't hear yourself.
All right.
And you don't have to sing either. You can if you want, but you don't have to.
Okay.
But the whole idea of these tours, you've been doing them in Scotland for a number of years, with American artists leading them, haven't you? What
Right.
made the change this year?
Well, I still have some great American artists that, singer-songwriters that act as tour hosts. But these tours are all about connecting people with places and culture and communities. And so what better way to do that than to have Scottish musicians, lead them, basically. So that's, and music, I mean, you can't get more cultural than that. And that's more true in Scotland than anywhere. So to have you, do this, and I do have, like next year I have Anna Massey and Tim Eadie leading a tour. So, but this has just been amazing.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
I've loved it. I mean, for a start, you've taken me to places I've never been to Scotland. I've never
love that.
been to Montrose.
Love that.
We will talk about Montrose as we go on there, but there's some places there, and also I don't get to see Scotland as a visitor.
Yeah.
I pass through places. You'd be the same. Yeah. You just kind of you go from A to B, and you miss out places all the time.
Right.
To have a day to be able to walk around the town and go, oh, I didn't know that, and get guided tours as well, so you learn a lot. Your first guest we had on the whatever morning, it was Saturday afternoon, last Saturday, our writer.
Yeah. Oh, Lucy Ribchester. Yeah.
So to have somebody who's so knowledgeable at the music of Edinburgh in the 18th and 19th century, 17th and 18th century was just fantastic for me. So I learned a lot from that. And it's also great just to take people into sessions and spontaneously erupt into tunes like we did in Pitlochry on that Monday night. I've loved that. It's just been great sitting down having dinner with folk and just finding out what they love about Scotland.
Well, and I think that's one of the best things about having tours that aren't so regimented and scheduled, because that's when the magic happens. That's when the memorable things happen, like we've had on this tour. Yeah.
Now you better pass the mic to this lady over here, this Dia. Now now let me see. You introduced Raven. No, you found Raven through this program,
show,
wasn't
yes.
it? Yeah.
You
So
interviewed her one time, and I said, I want to go on one of those tours. And here I am.
Was that how many times you've been in Scotland now, though?
Twice.
Just
Yeah.
twice. And you found the program in the very early days, didn't you?
Yes. Wendy McKay was interviewing Anna Massey, and I happened to find that somehow online, and then I started watching, and a faithful viewer every week.
And you're here with your sister.
Yeah, my sister and a friend. Both here. Yeah.
And what have been the peaks?
Well, you mentioned the Sunday session at the Waverley. That was certainly one. And then, you and Tim Eadie. That had to be, yeah. But
That was like playing on your fingernails, just grabbing on
hanging on. But the scenery and the people and having, a local along and getting the music for the certain areas, I think that's been fabulous.
Yeah, no, it's been absolutely fabulous. Of course, we went from Edinburgh, a couple of days in Edinburgh, up to Pitlochry, where we stayed, but went to Blair Castle. Now, that is a beautiful place. We were actually there a wee while ago, but it wasn't set up for the visitors as it was there. So we saw everything, and what a beautiful place. As you can see from these pictures, the castle itself, the outside is absolutely beautiful. And then you go in, historically, for fiddle players, for musicians in Scotland, Neil Gow, that was where he played, and the famous painting that is of him there, even though his name's spelled incorrectly underneath, which I have always found really rather bizarre. But there we are, beautiful, beautiful place. Also, I went along to, I've been going to Burnham for I don't know how many years, playing music there, and I'd never been to the Burnham Oak. Isn't that ridiculous? The tree that supposedly was one of the things that inspired Shakespeare. As if Shakespeare went there as a touring artist. He got a grant from the English Arts Foundation, and he went up there and he toured all the village halls, and then he wrote, obviously, Macbeth with Duncan, with the forests and of Burnham moving. And then, of course, it's meant to be the tree that inspired Neil Gow to write a lot of his tunes and made famous now in a Michael Mara song. So it was great to just be able to do that, but not everything was as beautiful in the castle as you might expect. I think we've got some examples here of. Did you notice any weird things in that place?
Oh, yeah.
This one, have you ever seen a site called Bad Taxidermy? It's one of my favourite websites of all time. It's just people post really bad taxidermy. In fact, I may well have got a calendar from Mrs. MacGregor this year of bad taxidermy. So this is a perfect example. You have a knight, and beside it is a polar bear that looks like it's run into the back of a bus or something. I'm not entirely sure what's happened. And then, of course, you go to the kids' playroom, and the creepiest doll ever. I mean, that thing just puts absolute living dead. But the portraits are what will always stick with me. This one in particular, there was no way of connecting anything in those days. We don't know what happened or who this man was, but there was also another picture of a guy. Do you remember the guy dressed as the Roman emperor going out? What did you like? How did you've been in there before, have you? No. What did you make of the place?
It was fascinating. I mean, I loved going through it, but like I said, there were some weird things. But I liked that they had like original clothing, and then next to it they would have a costume from one of the period shows like Downton Abbey or Wolf Hall or whatever. I thought that was really neat to have that comparison.
No, it was really.
And the gardens were nice.
The gardens were beautiful. Yeah. And we've got a few days more of this now, have we not? We had an Inverness now for
2 more days.
2 more days.
Yeah.
Do you want to grab the mic?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Today
is Friday.
Today's Friday. We're here. Okay, we're here Saturday, Sunday, and then we go back to Edinburgh for our last night. So we've got 2 more music-filled days.
We do.
Oh my goodness.
In the bar tonight, actually, we've taken the show that we did at Celtic Connections, where we had 14 musicians, I think, on stage. Well, we've halved it. We've only got 7 for you tonight in the bar. In a bar that normally takes 2. So it is really going to be that whole area is going to be filled. We've got Gaelic song, accordion, pipes, piano, guitar, fiddle. It's going to be the whole shooting matches. We're flinging it all at you tonight, so that should be a lot of fun. And then more music tomorrow night, and I think we might be going to Culloden as well, which is always a very important part to visit.
Absolutely.
But you've got a kind of ethos behind your companies. It's called Traceless for a reason. Do you want to tell us what?
It is. It's traceless. We try to leave no trace, but we go further than that. It's regenerative tourism. It's community-led tourism. So we really work with communities closely to make sure we're doing what they want us to do, so that the communities are just as much as important as the clients that come in. We also give back a portion of every tour to conservation efforts in the areas we visit. Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. Actually, I didn't know that. I knew about the other bits, but I didn't know you did that. That's a brilliant thing. And, well, I've got to say, I, for one, want you to video the tour with Timmy D.
I want to see her after the tour.
I want to see a documentary made of that. How many? Yeah, that will be phenomenal. Interesting.
I'm not sure I'll last the whole 10 days, but I'll get somebody to video it.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, ladies. It's been a joy, and I look forward to the next couple of days. And a great bunch of people we've had with us over here. There they are. I don't know if you can see the camera there, Joe. Can you see them? They're filming. But, there you are, guys. See yourselves. Give yourselves a wave. So thank you very much. One of the things we did on Monday night was at the last minute, somebody said, have you got any music? And I said, I've got a guy's number, Liam. Liam got back to me at 5:30 and said, I'll see what I can do. And then he said, I think I can get something at 7 o'clock. We ended up with about 10 musicians sitting around and having a great tune in a fabulous whiskey shop owned by a guy called Ewan Maverick. So thank you very much, Ewan, for letting us go into that place. But here's Liam and pals sitting away playing some tunes. Thank you so much. That was being played in Duncan on a Monday night, and it was brilliant for the locals and some of the visitors that happened to stumble upon it. I love that when you walk into a place and there's a bunch of musicians just giving it laldy. Now, talking of people who've stumbled in, here he is. Hey, Kyle Powell is going to join us. You're going to be playing with us tonight, Kyle?
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Oh, good crack.
Yeah. So you're going to give us a set on the old accordion?
The old accordion.
These are all your own tunes, is that right?
Tunes,
Good stuff.
So I don't have a name for the first two, but the real in B minor. It's called No Story. I'm sure you can guess why. Cheesy, but you know what I mean. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Kyle. Great tunes. Many Angels Husbands giving you a big hand of applause there. And also we've got greetings from Churnside from Jill Hallsworth. Dave Evans saying, cannot wait to come this weekend for a week. Frank Crombie saying, good evening, Bruce and company, what a beautiful day. Elise Unwin saying, hello. Hello from Norfolk in Virginia from Anne McGowan. And Aaron Dick, currently in Oban, looking forward to McGregor's Pike down here to see how it compares to Inversnecky. Come on the trad. Nice one, Aaron. Giving it Aldi. Derek Smith, you should be. Oh, there's still a fine for that kind of crack. So yes, we had a brilliant session on Sunday down in Oban. I got sent the video, and they were out in the sunshine playing out there in that beer garden, and it looked great. And the whiskey shows, as some of you saw a couple of weeks ago with Jen, just going down a storm. She had great crowds joining her. So will we do a set of marches?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
We're going to a tune called Scott Skinner's Welcome to Inverness, which is what we're doing here, welcoming everyone to Inverness. And then a wee tune called The Balkan Hills. any further, we've got a slightly abridged programme tonight. I'm not going to go to 6 o'clock because Mrs. Mac has another job tonight. She's got to get dressed up as an Outlander extra, and I have to get dressed up, and we have to go up to Bog Bain to do a show for a big crew of people up there as well, and then whiz back down here. It's a bit busy old day. But I wanted to show you something here. We went to Montrose Museum, right? Brilliant little museum, fascinating little place. But Bonnie Prince Charlie's father, his last drinking glass in Scotland was in there. But this one really kind of grabbed my attention. This is called a scald mask, and basically this was if the wife was giving you too much abuse or whatever, you put this mask on them and they were led through the town, and it's utterly horrific. It's almost scary. It's like, you know, the Iron Mask. There's a thing with a big spike at the end of it. It's horrific. Anyway, that kind of made me. That was really interesting. They also, it's just a really great little place. They've also got a fascinating thing in Montrose where the local community is buying some of the old shops that haven't been taken on by anyone for ages, and they're only putting in people on, I would imagine, a good rate that aren't vape shops, aren't hairdressers, aren't nail shops, and it's to make sure that the street's got lots of different things in it. Sounds absolutely.
I think so. We could do with that.
We could do with that, yeah. How many vape shops do we have?
Yeah, probably. I reckon there's probably about 10 to 15 just in a square mile or two.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Or that sell them at least.
Now, it was mentioned, we're going to play one more set in just a few minutes. It was mentioned a little bit about Tim Eadie playing. His concert on whatever night it was, a couple of nights ago, was utterly brilliant. He was playing, looping himself, taking the accordion out, throwing the accordion away, picking the guitar up, and it was just utterly incredible. So we've got a wee clip here of him playing a little French waltz that he learned from Phil Cunningham. Tim Eadie, who was wearing his MacGregor's t-shirt as well.
Hey.
Guess which type he had on? The Beast.
Oh, did he? Of course he
had
did,
the Beast on. And he was saying that he didn't actually know much about the Beast, and he got accosted in the shop.
Did he?
Somebody asking him about it and said, "Why are you wearing that?" And he went, "I don't know." Derek Smith is also saying that Giving It Laldi has converted on the subtitles to Giving It Aldi. Now, okay, we'll let you off with that one. Kay Whelan is watching from over in Ireland. Julian Francis is watching from Central Victoria in Australia.
Wow.
Hey, nice one, Julian. Thank you very much. Keep sharing it with people, please, guys, if you can, right across the world. Mike Summers, David Dowdy, regulars watching there. Val Thompson as well. Now, Bambi Glitterkiss is late, confused with times. Clocks have gone forward here in Egypt. She name drops where she is. Egypt? Is that a good place to be at the moment? Anyway, Karen Pincini from over there in the States as well is more sunny in Connecticut. Glad to be watching. Right, guys, thank you very, very much for joining us. As I say, please do share the programme. We'll be back here next week as unusual. I was like to say as usual, but it is as unusual as ever. And we'll take it from there. It's absolute bedlam in here tonight. So,
again, 9 o'clock here tonight, so if any of you are watching, come down.
Yeah.
There's about 7 or 8 of us, or something like
we've got
that.
Kirstine singing,
Yeah.
we've got Kyle on the box, we've got Miles on the pipes,
Yeah.
Callan on piano. I don't know why I'm doing it.
Yes,
People know what these things are. Somebody on the heart. Bit of fiddle. All of that will be later tonight. Anyway, until next week, thank you very much for watching. We'll leave you with a great tune called The Rights of Man.